Hi everyone, and welcome to another video which is going to cover band work, mostly upper body. A few exercises will also start to tap into the back and a little bit into the legs as well. So I'm Tanya Ross and I'm going to lead you through this workout. I'm only going to do one set of every movement and somewhere between 10 to 15 repetitions. I'm going to use the green band on the way through, which is a medium resistance, but you can certainly switch over the band at different points. You could use a black band, which is a heavy resistance, or maybe a lighter band for certain exercises if you're finding that they're difficult to stabilise the shoulders. So we're going to start first of all with a squat, just as a little bit of a warm up in terms of the posture. So place the band underneath your feet and place the feet about hip distance apart with the knees slightly soft. Again, you can decide on the resistance level by either taking more of the band or less of the band. And from there, I'm going to take it into what we would call more like a goblet squat position. So the hands are little fingers in together. Shoulders aren't rounded. They're trying to stay back in the sockets. And I'm going to take my weight backwards. So my weight's on my heels. Drive through the heels and lift up nice and tall. So drive through the heels, press the hips forward. So you feel that connection with the leg muscles. You feel the bottom squeezing as you come up. Sit bones close, sit bones open. Sit bones close, sit bones open. And each time your posture's tall, the core is switched on. And knowing that whenever you come to the top of the position, you should be in neutral spine the whole way through, but you'll definitely make sure that you're not going into like an arch at the top and that you're not kind of curling your tailbone under. So if you're unsure of that position, then make sure that you have done the first level video of these, and that takes you through almost like a warm-up and prepping for this workout. So once we've done somewhere between 10 to 15, again I'm renowned for not being able to count and talk at the same time, the next movement is the side bending of the spine. So you can take more resistance through each side of the band, and again you decide what feels enough for the body. Maybe you just do one side at a time, where you take a much stronger resistance, possibly doubling up the band if you need to. But I'm not dropping down, I'm imagining that I'm trying to lift my ribs. Again, this is a follow on from the first video. So you're trying to get that sense of a lift through the ribs on the long side of the body. Knees are soft, not squeezed tight, so you feel a connection to the floor. And the posture stays tall. So this is a little bit into the side, so there is a contraction on the short side, but you're really still trying to keep length through the body. We're even between both feet, and the shoulders are moving down the side seam, or rather the hands are moving down the side seam, so it keeps the shoulders in centre. Okay, so then from there we're going to take it into shoulder circles. Again, not too heavy a resistance on it. The upper traps do not need extra work necessarily, but the emphasis on these circles, on going up and back, is mostly the squeeze backwards, and imagine there's a pull down of the shoulders. The band will be helping you to pull down, but I want you to keep it as the squeeze, rolling them back and pressing them down, almost like your shoulder blades are gliding down the rib cage. Okay, then we're going to take it into dumb waiter. So with this one, if you again choose the level of resistance that you need to, elbows are going to be by your side, palms can be palm up, and again shoulders set into the socket, so you don't feel like the shoulders are rounded, they're open, but you're not opening the rib cage, that stays drawn in. So you're taking the arms out to the side, whatever range of movement your arms work through, and you don't have to force it, but there is a little bit of an extra squeeze at the end, and as you get that extra squeeze, and it should feel like it's a little bit more at the back of the shoulders, kind of around where the armpit meets the shoulder blade. You can do this with the band crossed over in your hands, depending if that feels better for you. But knees are still soft, posture is the same, tall. Okay, so we're going to take it into a bent over row next, so we're going to use that squat position again. For this one I like to cross band, but again you can choose whether you stay just right side to right side. So weight back onto the heels, you're bent over, maybe around about a 45-degree angle, and you want a little bit of tension on the band even from there. as the hands are level with the shoulders, thumbs are pointing forwards. Elbows are long and low on the way back so that you're not rounding forwards at the shoulders. And you're thinking about keeping the spine long. Ribs are drawn in, belly button's connected in. And as you're drawing those elbows behind, can you reach them further to the back edge of your mat? Can you keep the posture long, lengthening from the tail to the top of the head? And we're just keeping the elbows narrow as such on this, just narrow. Okay, so then we're going to take it into a forward raise. I'm going to uncross the band for this one. And in the forward raise, we're using the front of the shoulders, knees are still soft, and we're going to go with the thumbs up. You're coming up to about 90 degrees so that the hands are level with the shoulders. And as you come up again, you choose the level of resistance. If it feels like as you're coming up that you're having to lean back, then you're using different muscles. So you want to make sure that you're tapping in just to the shoulders and you're not rounding forward. You're keeping the shoulder blades connected back in the sockets. And that way, hopefully, again, you're going to feel a lot of work in the anterior deltoid in the front of the shoulder. But you should also feel your back working to stabilise and the core working. Keeping the knees soft. Okay, so next we're going to take it into your lateral raise. So again, you can use the band crossed on this one if you choose. It can have a little bit more resistance into it. But the elbows are slightly bent on the way through, just like your knees. So again, as we go out to the sides, hands are going roughly about shoulder height, but keep a little bend at the elbows. So that as you're working through the movement, you're not tempted to hyperextend, if your joints do that. But you're also making sure that you're not lifting through your shoulders. They're staying down your back. You're going roughly level with the side seam on the body as you go out to the sides. And again, ribs are in. Okay. So then from there we're going to take it into tricep kickbacks. So again, I prefer to have my band crossed on this one, but you can choose what works for you. Into that squat again, weight back onto the heels, core drawn in, back lengthened in neutral spine. Elbows lifted and hold them there. So choose your resistance level. And if you imagine you're leading with the little finger back, and you're trying to still keep the ribs drawn in, keep the elbows fixed. And then we're going to take it into bicep curl. I'm going to uncross for this one, and again, keep the shoulders open, knees soft. We're just going to go with the palm facing towards the shoulders, so you will feel like your arms are just slightly out from the body. The forearms, the elbows are still in narrow. And again, keeping the ribs drawn in, not trying to swing. So if your resistance is too much and you feel the upper body movement, you're using more muscles than just the specific target of your biceps. Going all the way down fully straight if you can, but without locking out the joint. And then we're going to take it into a deadlift. So for this one again, choose your resistance. Maybe you want to go a little bit stronger if you're staying with the green band, so a little bit further down. And you're coming back into that goblet squat position again with the little fingers together. Shoulders again back, tail tucked under. And you're lengthening your tail behind, keeping a soft knee bend. As you lengthen your tail behind, lengthen the head away from you. Drive your heels into the floor, squeeze the hips forward. Again, drive the hips forwards and upwards. So you're trying to press down through the floor to grow tall. As you press down through the floor to grow tall, the hips are moving forwards. So again, it's like your squat. Sit bones open on the way down, they close on the way back up. Open on the way down, close on the way back up. If your back isn't liking this, you know you can always do squats, and the size of your movement is dictated by what your hamstrings will allow you to do. You may have decided that the green isn't enough for you, whichever band you've chosen, and you can certainly then switch over and you can do a heavier weighted band. We're going to come into shoulder circles, which again is building off the first video. In the first one, we go just quite close to the body. On this one, we're going to start at 45 degrees. So again, choose your resistance. Bring the arms up to 45 degrees, thumbs up, knees still soft. 10 to 15 little circles as you move out towards the side of the body, and then change, and again 10 to 15 as you circle, coming forwards, again finishing with the hands level with the shoulders, and then arms back down. We're going to take it into shoulder press. Again, just keep the band maybe on either side, right to right, left to left, and we're going to take you up into elbows a little bit lower than shoulders. It's like a W position where you're squeezing down your back, and then from there you're going to press the arms up, and you're finishing with the hands above the shoulders. So you're coming down through that W arms, and you're pressing up long arms in the I position. So as you go up, you're going to feel more tension building in the body. As your arms go up, your shoulder blades pull down your back. The core stays tight, the knees stay soft. So as you go up, I don't want to see any sense of the ribs opening up. So it's being conscious of that. So again, as you're going up, it's like a bit of a circular movement. They go up and in, down and out. Up and in, down and out. Okay, so then the last movement, we're going to take it into circles again, but with this one, we're going up to 90 degrees. So there's more tension on this one. So take it up to 90, thumbs are up, and again, circles, you choose the resistance. 10 to 15 circles as you go out to the side seam, keeping length, almost traction in the upper arms out of the sockets, and then again circling, coming back in, and relaxing down. So that's our second level workout. You should definitely be feeling all around the shoulders, and a little bit in through the core, the back of the shoulders as well. If it's very much in the neck, those shoulders are maybe kind of lifting and rounding. So long and low, trying to keep them open, and really trying to pull the shoulder blades down your back on the way through. So feel free to repeat this for a second time. Once you've done maybe 2, even 3 repetitions on the way through, you definitely do need to stretch. After the first video, didn't go through any stretches, but always feel free to stretch. But after doing this, I would definitely suggest that you do stretch out. And that's maybe a simple case of holding, arm across the front to come into the back of the shoulder. When you're holding your stretches, just initially, maybe you're wanting to do it until you feel that first ease in the muscles, whenever that length of time is. We do have a stretching video which tells you about how to stretch, so it may be worth you checking that video out. That's going to get the back of the shoulders, again holding it until it feels like it eases in that area where you feel the stretch. You could stretch out the chest, placing the hands onto the bottom, squeezing the elbows together and opening up the ribs in the chest. Or if you prefer, you can clasp the hands and lift the hands in behind, whichever feels like it gives you the better stretch across the front. And again, holding until you feel that start to ease. Some people think that it never does, but there's always a change at some point. You just might need to hold it for a little bit longer. Another stretch then is the beach ball hug, soften the knees. You're going to draw the ribs in around the back and reach the arms forward as if you're pulling your elbows out wide, and just relax the chin. The wider your elbows go and the more you scoop in, the more you're going to feel it pulls the shoulder blades apart. Just stretch in through the mid-back area. And again, you're holding, trying to relax the neck until you get a sense of ease. And then from there, we're just going to stretch into the neck, because very often when we're working the shoulders and the arms, you can end up feeling a little bit tight after them anyway. So take a hold, if we're taking hold of the left wrist, you're going to pull it across your body. So it's going to drop your left shoulder. And if that's enough of a stretch, you can stay there. But otherwise, you can move the head into a side bend, away from the shoulder being stretched, so ear to the right. And then you're going to hold that again. Same formula, doesn't change. You hold it until it feels like it eases, just as long as there's no joint strain. If areas are feeling particularly tight after, then you could certainly hold for about 3 increases within the one stretch. Changing side, taking a hold of the right wrist, pulling it across the body, assess what it feels like, and then draw, if you need to, the left ear towards the left shoulder. Sometimes holding the stretch until it eases might not be enough for you, so in which case then, when it eases, maybe you take it a little bit further into the stretch, breathing as you go to relax into it. And then maybe you increase it a 3rd time. especially if you know there's a difference between two sides of your body, then sometimes you do need to give the tighter side a wee bit more attention. And whenever everything eases out, hopefully that's enough of a stretch. But if you know others, you can certainly do others if you feel you need to do anything further around the areas that have been worked. So hopefully this has been a good video, you've enjoyed it, and you felt that the work load from it is can be pretty good, especially if you get the intensity right with your bands. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have any feedback, please leave it for me, that would be great to know. And if you want any other videos done, sure, get in touch and we'll see what we can do. Thanks for watching.